Speaker Gingrich, a super PAC supporting Governor Romney is running an ad here citing a pro-life group's charge that you voted for a bill in Congress co-sponsored by Nancy Pelosi that supported China's one-child policy. And they say that means you provided government funding for abortion, but you oppose abortion. What's your response to that charge?
Well, this is typical of what both Senator Santorum and I have complained about with Governor Romney's super PAC, over which he apparently has no influence, which makes you wonder how much influence he'd have if he were president. Look, let me take that particular bill. That bill was introduced by Claudine Schneider, who is a Republican from Rhode Island. It was introduced at a time when Ronald Reagan's Mexico City policy was in force. The Mexico City policy said no U.S. funding will be used to fund any activity that relates to abortion. So it is explicitly a falsehood to suggest that a bill introduced under Mexico City policy would have paid for China's one-child policy. In fact, I have explicitly opposed it. I have a 98.6% national right-to-life voting record in 20 years, and the only vote we disagreed on was welfare reform, which had nothing to do with abortion. So I think it is an absurdity, and it would be nice if Governor Romney would exercise leadership on his former staff and his major donors to take falsehoods off the air.
Governor Romney.
Speaker Gingrich, I already said at our last debate that anything that's false in PAC ads, whether they're supportive of me or supportive of you, should be taken off the air and fixed. I've already said that. Now, I can't call these people and direct them to do that, as you know, because that would violate federal law. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
All right. So I can't do what you just asked me to do, but I can tell them publicly as I can here, if there's anything that's inaccurate in any ads to support me, I hope they take it off and don't run it. But if we're talking about super PAC ads that are inaccurate, Mr. Speaker, you have a super PAC ad that attacks me. Now, just hold on. That attacks me. It's probably the biggest hoax since Bigfoot. The people who've looked at it have said that this ad is entirely false. This documentary that they're running includes businesses I had no involvement with, the events that they described, and yet that's out there on a super PAC that is supporting you. You've said that you think it's bad, just as I've said the super PAC that supports me is doing bad things. But somehow for you to suggest that you and I have different standards here is just not quite right.
I've said publicly it ought to be edited. I've said publicly it ought to be edited, and I believe, in fact, the head of that group has actually submitted to your campaign a set of questions to make sure that they edit it accurately and put only the correct facts in. So I think it should be edited, and I would be delighted if you would agree that the ad that was just referred to is false, and people who see the Romney ad attacking me, or the Romney Super PAC ad attacking me on that particular issue, should know in advance it's false and shouldn't be run.
Yeah, me too. Kelly. Yeah.
Governor Perry.
We all would like to have super PACs disappear, to tell you the truth. Wouldn't it be nice if people could give what they'd like to campaigns, and campaigns could run their own ads and take responsibility for them? But you know what? This campaign isn't about ads, it's about issues.
So, Governor Romney, in a general election, if you're the nominee, you'd like to see super PACs ended?
Oh, I would like to get rid of the campaign finance laws that were put in place. McCain-Feingold is a disaster. Get rid of it. Let people make contributions they want to make to campaigns. Let campaigns then take responsibility for their own words and not have this strange situation where we have people out there who support us, who run ads we don't like. We'd like to take off the air. We think are outrageous, and yet they're out there supporting us. And by law, we're not allowed to talk to them. I haven't spoken with any of the people that are involved with my super PAC in months. And this is outrageous. Candidates should have the responsibility and the right to manage the ads that are being run in their behalf. I think this has to change.
Kelly Evans.